Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we got, I guess, a fun one for you. So we're going to be taking a look in-game on some of the current features that have came from the recent update V1.0.16. And then we're going to give you some feedback. I'll give you my thoughts on a few of these, and then we'll talk about what some of the implications are down the road. So there's a few things, and I guess we can kind of start with maybe one of the bigger ones, which is the Elixir healing speed for the hospital. So if we go in game, we can take a look at how that looks here. And you can even see they have like a nice little new icon. Ooh, hang on, I just finished this. Let's, bam, bam. Awesome. Okay, so let's go and take a look. So here we have on the Elixir healing, again, being replaced from the free healing. And we still have resource healing. So here's how the Elixir healing works, right? So let's look here. Elixir healing does not cost resources. Each bottle of Elixir will heal one severely wounded unit. Elixir production speed is determined by your hospital level and your total unit count, including legions in your hospital. The higher your total unit count and the level of those units, the faster your Elixir production speed. Enacting relevant policies will also increase your Elixir production speed. A maximum of 2 million Elixir can be produced per day. You can see, again, this is hospital level policies and then the Elixir buff. Also, if you click on this, you can see, right, the max here is, 6,500 for what at least appears to be storage, I guess, if that's the case, because it says on here, right, you can produce up to 2 million per day, but storage-wise is different, right? So you're seeing I'm only at 6,500. Now, we can look at a few things here. Let's look at our info screen. So if we look at our info screen, we can see that you have Elixir production can get maxed out at 37. Now, there's nothing there for cap-wise, but let's look at some policies. And we can see this is daily resource, so Elixir's down here. So you have Elixir production. You have, again, being able to increase that up to 3% for more Elixir production. And then I think that's probably going to be it. Actually, it would be cool if maybe they could increase like that amount, but maybe they're keeping the stored per at that 65. And I think they mentioned that too as well on the official Discord. So if we go and we look, I think they put this out in an announcement, actually. Yeah. Oh, see, they did. So you can see here, and we'll show you guys this one as well. So this will be good to see. So you can see on the Discord, right, where Leo came out and made a mention about this, right? Taking into account the experience of the original free healing mechanics in the game, we have set the base limit at 65,000. Right, so this is, again, what I'm assuming, based on what we've seen in-game, as what your max is until it fills, and then you basically would have to go in and use it. So again, I don't really see that operating any other type of way. Like you can see I have 10, unless it's gonna do something else and maybe it will exceed that for some reason. I mean, again, you can see that I can use, this is the amount I can use based on how many troops I have, right? So if I click heal, you'll see, bam, they get healed. But then I have to wait for more to come in. And I guess there's no other way to really look at kind of what the stored. Maybe it just operates, and maybe the idea is just to never let it max out at that point. But again, interesting to see how that is going to play out once you end up having enough units that'll be in the hospital, especially for full war days. And then will that be more efficient? Will it be less efficient than the free healing? I think one of the things to me when I look at the free Elixir compared to the Elixir production compared to the free healing, is that with the Elixir itself, even though you can produce the 2 million a day, meaning that you could arguably heal up to 2 million troops a day, just depending on what the Elixir value is per tier unit and how that may work. We will have to see how that one plays out, and then is that more or less efficient than the free healing? And then beyond that, is the Elixir healing something that, I mean, bear in mind, anyone's going to be able to use it. It's free at the end of the day. It's just a different wording, right? They basically kind of rewrapped the packaging that is the existing package. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm sure we'll get some more feedback from some of the other players, especially on this upcoming season. I think when we look at Kingdoms 1 through 10, we'll probably get a better gauge overall of how the Elixir healing is working. Because for all we've been hearing, if you're kind of at that T5, whale spender type category, we often hear that it's just more efficient to buy more troops rather than having to rely on waiting and maxing out your RSS healing, because it is limited. And then I would assume along on the free side too as well. It's again, you can't wait all that long. So it kind of makes sense that because you have this hard cap per day, why not just train more troops when you have the ability to get more instead of waiting for some to be healed? Then we get to the next one, which is new heroes. Now, the new heroes one is tricky because I've restarted the game a bit, and I do not see any new heroes here. I also don't see any new heroes when we go to the gold chests, right? I don't see any new legendary heroes here. However, if we go and we look at the saved mail, and we scroll down to richer, added to where it says added 2 new legendary heroes, and you see their names, and added 2. Now, this is the interesting part, is we see the artifacts, which is Rattle Spear and Spring Blades, but we don't see the heroes, right? So this is, again, I don't know if this is a bug. Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they're going to come out in an event. It would just be nice to know how and when we're going to see them. But if we take a look at the artifacts, we can see those. So you see Spring Blades and Rattle Spear. So Rattle Spear, right, deals damage, right? So this is Marksman PvP Assault. You got 5%. Now let's actually see if we can look at what the max stats are. This is a little trick right now. So we can go here to the compendium. We'll do probability. And these ones usually, they're not. Dang it. They haven't been added here yet. That's unfortunate. Unless I'm tripping and I'm just blind. Oh, they haven't. Rough life. Okay. So we're not going to be able to see it that way. I wanted to see if we could look at the max stat option from there, but we can't. So we'll just go back and give you guys some thoughts on these ones. So we'll start here with Rattle Spear. So a minute 30-second cooldown, 1200 rage cost, deals damage to 1 enemy legion in a forward arc, strikes 3 times. Each strike has a short charge up. The direction of the strike can change slightly each time. Then you get to see the little info here, and you see it kind of veering off a little bit, but still doing. Again, I mean, it's pretty much, massive kind of single target damage. And now let's look at Spring Blades, which is kind of interesting because it's not Springs of Silence. Where's the Shadow Blades? Right, you got Shadow Blades up here, which is Marksman PvP Assault, and then we have Spring Blades, which this one is Cav PvP Assault. So with the Cyclone Blade for the skill, rage cost is 600, 1 minute 30-sec cooldown, throws a blade that deals damage to up to 3 legions in a designated circle every second for 5 seconds before returning to you and your legion's position. So it's almost kind of like you're throwing out a boomerang, I guess. It says damage type, artifact skill damage, physical damage factor 200. When returning, deals damage up to 3 legions in its path. Oh, that's cool. 1,000 targets take 50% less damage per target. Passive when your legion gains passion. When your legion gains passion, they also gain keen attack plus 15% for 5 seconds. Interesting. So I wonder if what this means is if it's possibly throwing something down. So like an example would be, oh gosh, where's that PvE one? One moment. What is it? Heart of Comsi or something? Here it is. So it's this one. Yeah, Heart of Comsi. So I don't know if they gain passion from this one. Normal attack, physical keen, physical. Yeah, no, it's not. So you'd have to find something that would grant passion, I guess, in that case, and then maybe you can go ahead and take advantage of that passive. Then we get to the next one, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see this one, but this is where you'll be able to do some management from some of the member ranks itself. So this is where you'd go to rankings, but this is cool. We're going to be able to see the difference here in power and merit. So I want to show this as well. I just don't think I'll be able to show you guys how you can manage members via the Alliance rankings, because I would assume I'd have to be R4. But my assumption is that you could click here and maybe you're able to, for example, change their tier, change their rank, and maybe it's just something as simple as that. However, let's look at what these are, right? So this is something, oh, this is cool. Look at this. So you can switch this up. So power-wise, this is cool. So you get to see plus, minus, and this, oh wow, this goes 24 hours, so I would assume it reset. You get to see what the gains are. However, what would be cool is if you could also click on this and it would show you top down. This is the kind of, and I want to point out, this is a really cool quality of life thing that I like seeing in these types of games. Look at how effortless this is, where you have a button you can click and it swaps you. This is the type of good quality of life updates that we're talking about wanting to see a little bit more of. Now, the only other thing I'd like to see here is if they added a way to filter this again, maybe next to this, where it could go top down or bottom up, meaning you could see the people that have the most amount of merit gains for the week and the ones that have the least amount of merit gains. So it's an order, right? From high to low or low to high. That is something they need to add in next, but this is great. I love the fact that I can look at what their merits are for the season. I like that I can look at what it is weekly, but I would like to see another option that allows for you. And then you can have a button over here that just says, go back to rankings or something, or you click this and it'll just show you the ranks. But this is something, and I guess it kind of shows that already. It's not like it doesn't. It's just I'd like to be able to sort the weeklies out because the season is basically always going to be your running total. So I would just like to be able to do this and then be able to sort this high to low and low to high. Same thing with power, right? Yes, this is going in order based on the power, but I want to be able to look at what the max gains are per, right? So I can see who has the most gains per this 24 hour or each 24 hour. I also would like if they did this 24 hours and if they did this 3 days and then weekly. Something like that would be great. Very similar to what they did here. Just make it so you have to click it a couple times and then it'll cycle that. This to me is the start of looking at a great way on how you can give the alliances their own tools and support to better manage their alliance and to be able to anticipate for when potential inactives may arise, along with if you want to set fun games internally. Whoever gains the most power consistently, whoever has the most merits when you guys are in merged kingdoms, if you want to use this as a way to kind of even give resources, say, hey, we'll max fill you per day or for the week on your resources if you win, or something else for that matter. These are great ways to do things like that, where it doesn't just have to become, oh, well, you're not that active anymore, we're just going to remove you. You can do more than that. But again, I like this, and I like the direction it's going. I would just like for them to do more with it. Honestly, even just have a separate page, right? I guess this kind of technically is a separate page, but I'll think on that one more. The next one is going to be Elite Raids. So let's go to Behemoths. And from what they said, there's supposed to be a way where we can click on something, some type of information area on here, where we can see more clearly ways to obtain frames. So let's see here. We got, it doesn't look like that's it. Maybe this one. So Elite Raids. Oh, here it is. So participating members of the first alliance on the server to complete within 4 also receive. So avatar frame. See, this would be cool though. This is what I want to see from them to add on to this. Add on who got the frame, right? So you have the alliance tag or something in the middle of the frame. That would be dope. So it shows you, and then also put a date on it. So put a date and a time from when they captured it, and then who was the alliance that captured the frame, and then make that alliance clickable. That is the next thing you want to do here, but I like the direction they're going in. Let's look at this one. Same thing. So I like how they're adding this up here. This is actually pretty cool, but I would like to see them do something. Oh, I see. So if it's highlighted, oh no, that one says no one has claimed yet. Okay, so no one's done the elite for this one yet. So you can see this is highlighted or colorful, and this one's kind of faded a bit. Okay, cool. And then obviously we don't own any, but you can still see that no one's claimed it. Okay, that's cool. All right, yeah, so again, I like these visual updates. This to me is nice, but let's expand on it a little bit more. I like the direction. Now, I'm going to show you guys some screenshots here for the faction server and also for like the 4 and the 5 and the 6 star stuff that we're talking about. So let me show you this first. which I think is pretty cool. With just, and again, it's pretty much arguably small changes, but I'm going to show you this. So you can see on here, this is what the new faction screen looks like when you're starting up and you're making a new account. Notice in the bottom right corner, you're going to see something that has the server number, and it's going to say change server. Then, if we go to the next screen, this is after you click on that, you can see that it now pulls up, and we're going to show you the screen a little bit more as well in a bit, but you can see how it'll show you an option so you can select this, so that way you can do it before you select the faction. Now, it doesn't necessarily help you if you've already accidentally selected a kingdom, right, and maybe you needed to create it in another one. But this is at least something that can help if you remember in that moment. The next one we're going to show you is just a quick screenshot on how this looks. So you can see the max star rating increased, but it's still showing you the max, right? Which is Legendary 6, Epics 5, and then I'm assuming it could be Elites 4. We'll have to see unless Elites are a 5 as well. This, again, I know I've mentioned it before. It is just a bit unfortunate to me because, again, I remember a time where all the heroes had up to 6 stars, and it was just a matter of getting there. And this, to me, I just feel as though it's going to potentially, I don't want to say limit, but it feels as though it's going to be a bit shortcoming on the impact, because now you have essentially legendaries. You're almost kind of creating a little bit wider of a power gap between the hero usages based on their tier levels from this change on different star level amounts or numbers of to actually max out versus not, right? Or max out versus each tier. Then, the other thing I want to talk about real quick is they mentioned something about customizing the UI and the screen edges. Now, I haven't taken a look at this one yet. I'm going to see if we can even find it. Maybe, hopefully, it won't be that hard. So, render quality looks like sound controls. Here we go. Let's go to customization. So, gen use, manual item scrap confirmation, Legion. Let's see if they have something here. So, this is customize UI and screen edges. Quick roll camera. I don't see anything here about screen edges. Let's go to other, maybe? Huh. No, geez. Maybe it was here and I'm just tripping. Let's click on some stuff. VSync, render quality, anti-aliasing, shadow middle, SAOO. Oh, here we go. Is this a screen edge camera movement speed? Screen edge enables? No, that's not it. Hotkeys, maybe. No. Customization. Maybe I just missed it. Disable screen flash. Rally camera movement, union. Interesting. Maybe I'm tripping. Someone will have to let me know, because I swear if I go and I read this and we go down to other, you're going to see where they have this. It says, where is it? Right here, added a UI border offset option, allowing you to customize the distance between the user interface and the edge of the screens. But where is that button? Okay, now I feel like I'm a little cray-cray here. Right? Controls, movement speed, camera zoom speed. Part of me feels like it should be here. Edge, does it do it if I move it? Hang on, let's see. Nope, it doesn't. So I click it on, nothing happens. Someone's got to let me know. I'm a little weirded out by this one then right now, because I thought this would be a little bit easier to find, but I guess it's not. Okay. We'll come back to it, fam. And then, let me see here. I think that actually might have been it for the in-game stuff we wanted to show off so far, I think. Just trying to make sure. Ooh, the rally and garrison talents. This was something. And I'm going to have to go to Elixir for this one. So, there's a specific talent on the rally tree that is, I don't know if it's one of these. Here it is. Fair offense and then on garrison. So it says, while serving as a rally captain, you can force the enemy rallied army or garrisoned army into a fair fight. In a fair fight, all unit skills are disabled, and the attributes of infantry, cavalry, marksmen, and magic units of the same level will be adjusted to the same values. So it seems that this will force it passively in a fight. And then there's also the one for garrison, which we'll show you this one with Garwood. Probably going to be here. And then fair defense. While serving as garrison captain, you can force the enemy rallied army into a fair fight. The same thing will happen. Now, the thing for me, when I think about forcing them into a fair fight, part of me, when I look at this, is that if the units are max everything, like if you're rallying someone and they're defending, and let's just say it's 2 whales that already have everything maxed, I don't think this is really going to do anything for you. This to me seems as though it's a little bit more fair for doing it where to me this seems like a free to play type of perk, type of talent that you put in where it brings down a spender's stats and skills to where they're more in line with whoever is lower in the fight. Now, maybe it's a free-to-play, maybe it's a lower spender as an example, but you're basically bringing down who's ever stronger, again, to that same playing field, right? And then you're, again, and this is just a few things, because you have to think about it, right? It's unit skills and the attributes, right? So you're still going to have your VIP taking effect, your talents are still taking effect, your tier level of troop is still taking effect. I would imagine any buffs from Behemoths will be taking effect, right? Just to name a few. So again, it's not as though it's going to be an all-inclusive type of win when it comes to like the equalness that it's trying to bring everything to, but I do think it will help a bit in that regard. So that's going to be it for me. Again, I'd love to know what you guys think. I really wish we could have been able to show off the management part that I wanted to see, even though I think that's pretty straightforward for what I'm assuming. And then lastly, the heroes. I even went to go check on the Merge Kingdom for SS1-2, and I didn't see the heroes there on. So again, my assumption at this point is either they're going to get added in later, or they're probably going to get put on maybe the wheel or some type of spending event if that's the case. Really, we're going to have to wait and see. However, as I said, would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, I will catch you later.